what they're looking for because it was going on the premises of sex. They're looking for pictures of girls that may appear to be underage.
Yes, it was breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. Because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you and help you out.
Uncle Gene's back in action, and he's on a roll exposing Diddy once again. Seriously, every time Gene Deal opens his mouth about Diddy, it's like he's dropping bombshells left and right, revealing just how shady Diddy can get. And let me tell you, his latest revelations, there's something else. Gene just spilled the tea on what really went down with Diddy's adopted daughter, Ava Baroni Combs, and let me tell you, it's wild. Back in 2020, Diddy made a big deal about adopting Ava, but then out of the blue, she was out of the picture just as quickly as she came in. Now Gene's saying there's a whole lot more to that story than what Diddy let on. According to Gene, Diddy allegedly did some pretty messed up stuff to Ava, which begs the question, was that Homeland Security raid connected to her? And are we really supposed to believe that Hollywood's been turning a blind eye to Diddy's shady antics for this long? It's time to dig into this whole mess and see what's really going on.
It's craziness, man. And you know what's so crazy is, bruh, that all these stories has been around the industry for a long time. All these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this.
All right, grab a seat because this Diddy drama is about to take you for a wild ride. Things have escalated to a whole new level of crazy and uncomfortable, let me tell you. Remember when multiple folks came out accusing Diddy of some seriously shady stuff and then his homes got raided by Homeland Security on suspicions of trafficking? Yeah, it's been a mess. But here's the thing that's got me scratching my head. Whatever happened to Diddy's adopted white daughter? I'm willing to bet a lot of folks don't even remember he adopted her a few years back and then she just sort of vanished. I mean, did you even know he had a white daughter? It was this random announcement out of the blue and then poof, she's gone. Back then, nobody paid it much mind. We didn't know all the stuff we do now about Diddy. Sure, there were whispers and rumors, mostly about him being on the DL. Now I get it, some folks take issue with that, but hey, that's his business, right? Ain't nothing illegal about it, as far as I know. And let's not forget, back then, from what we knew, those relationships he had with younger guys seemed consensual, so it was like, none of our beeswax, right? But now, with all this new info on the table, yeah, it's enough to make you shiver, because each lawsuit that's come out has peeled back another layer of this guy. Cassie's lawsuit, for instance, painted a picture of Diddy as someone who wasn't just emotionally abusive, but physically too, like in every way imaginable. Then there's Lil Rod stepping up, claiming Diddy not only assaulted him, but also tried to push him into some grim stuff with other industry dudes like Cuba Gooding Jr. But man, when Homeland Security swooped in, raiding his pads in LA and Miami over trafficking suspicions, that's when things went from bad to worse. See, up until then, the lawsuits were civil, no criminal beef. But with the feds diving in like that, it's a whole different ballgame. They don't roll out with a big raid unless they've got some serious dirt on someone. After the raid, Diddy's lawyers came out to slam the feds and claim that they were just piling on Diddy and trying to cause drama for Diddy and ruin his public image. His lawyer said, this unprecedented ambush paired with an advanced coordinated media presence leads to a premature rush to judgment of Mr. Combs and is nothing more than a witch hunt based on meritless accusations made in civil lawsuits. There has been no finding of criminal or civil liability with any of these allegations. Mr. Combs is innocent and will continue to fight every single day to clear his name. A federal officer replied to this and said, we believe that there is a disturbing history of trafficking. We are responding to concrete, detailed, explicit allegations. This is not random. We didn't choose his name out of a hat. We had allegations that we're following up on. Oh, you better believe if the feds are stepping in on allegations, this drama ain't anywhere near done. Brace yourself for more bombshells because there's bound to be some jaw droppers on the horizon. And maybe, just maybe, we'll finally get some answers about what truly went down with Diddy's adopted daughter, Ava Baroni Combs. Flashback to 2020, and there's Diddy going live on Instagram like it's no biggie, announcing to the world he's adopted a white girl named Ava. He even had her on, introducing herself and confirming she's part of the Diddy crew now.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Ava Baroni Combs? Yes, it's breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. Please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa comes, decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
That's like a little bit like borderline suspect. I don't want nobody, we want to get it clear. I adopted you like Madonna adopted kids and everybody else adopted kids, Charlize Theron, everybody that's ever adopted Sandra Bullock. I adopted you because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you and help you out. So just clarify it, because it's crazy out here online. So I played with the kids, and I got permission from your mother, and say all of that, just make it, because it's crazy out here.
I met Jesse and Delilah when I was 6 months old.
6 months.
And then basically sisters, all 4 of us. So. And then I always come over.
Yeah. And it's Ava Brioni Combs. Let's go.
At the time, we thought that Diddy was great to do this because there was a pandemic and children needed all the love that they could get. But now, people can't stop giving him the side eye for so many reasons. And now, the video just comes across as being super weird, and people said, "My name is Ava, I'm a Scorpio." That sounds like the beginning of a dating profile. This is beyond weird, and she looked mad uncomfortable. Oh, buckle up, because there's more to unpack here. Diddy's comparison of his adoption process to Madonna's raises some major red flags, especially considering the shady rumors swirling around Madonna's adoptions. Reports suggest Madonna might not have followed all the legal hoops when adopting her black kids. And just last year, allegations surfaced accusing her of some seriously grim stuff like human trafficking and exploiting children. There were claims she misled parents into letting her take their kids by promising a top-notch education in the US, only to turn around and adopt them herself, allegedly of course. So for Diddy to draw parallels to Madonna's adoption saga, that speaks volumes. And then there's the curious case of why Diddy's video only featured his sons and not his daughters. Ava herself mentioned wanting to hang with Diddy's daughters, so why weren't they in on the video action? Just the boys? And let's not even start on how uneasy Ava seemed in that video. Now, people are speculating if Ava's discomfort was due to some off vibes in the room. And it's not just Diddy, his sons are in the mix too with some concerning accusations. Justin got called out in Lil Rod's lawsuit, and Christian's got a lawsuit of his own. Makes you wonder if Diddy was thrown off by the heavy atmosphere in the room. But the biggest head scratcher is how Ava seemed to vanish into thin air after that one video. Sure, there were a few sightings with Diddy's twins, Jesse and Delilah, but then poof, she's gone. No family pics, no videos, nada. It's like she blinked out of existence. And considering Diddy was all about her calling him Papa Combs, you'd figure she'd stick around longer than a New York minute. But with all the recent bombshells, those trafficking allegations, the accusations of Diddy's mistreatment of women, fans are starting to piece together a different narrative. They're wondering if maybe, just maybe, something happened to Ava. Could Diddy be involved? That's the million-dollar question. Enter Diddy's ex-bodyguard, Gene Deal, stage left. Not only does he spill the tea on Diddy allegedly mistreating Ava, but he goes even further, claiming Diddy used her for clout, then tossed her aside when he was done. And then comes Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, swooping in with some serious allegations. According to Gene, Diddy's whole deal with Ava was a cheap ploy for PR points. He claims Diddy scooped up a homeless girl he found during the pandemic and paraded her around like his own, but didn't quite give her the love she deserved. It was all for the cameras, apparently. But Gene didn't stop there. He danced around the topic, hinting strongly that something ain't right with Diddy and Ava. He didn't flat out spill the beans, but he made it crystal clear that folks in the industry know what's what when it comes to Diddy. And let me tell you, the rumors are swirling.
It's craziness, man. And you know what's so crazy is, bruh, that all these stories has been around the industry for a long time. All these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this. And yo, it's a lot of stories that goes around in this industry about not just him, other people. Jimmy Iovine. Ain't nobody talking about Jimmy Iovine. He got sexual charges and everything on him. But he got those publicists that's keeping it out off of CNN is keeping it off the major news reports. Nobody's talking about that. This is something that goes on, man, that they're gonna push up under the rug, and a few years later, Bad Boy 5, 6, 7, 8 will be out.
Sadly, Gene's got a point about the industry turning a blind eye to bad behavior time and time again. Look at the likes of R. Kelly, Harvey Weinstein, and Bill Cosby. Proof's in the pudding. Even Cassie spilled the tea in her lawsuit, revealing how Diddy's crew of yes men were more than happy to sweep his dirt under the rug. So when Gene drops hints like this, it's hard not to wonder what's really going down. And then he goes and drops another bombshell, suggesting Diddy might have some less than flattering footage of Ava stashed away somewhere. You catch my drift? Word on the street is the feds are sniffing around for those tapes if they exist. Makes you wonder just how deep this rabbit hole goes.
What they're looking for, because it was going on the premises of sex trafficking. They're looking for pictures of girls that may appear to be underage in a sexual context. Like they in a act. That's what they're looking for. So now they're gonna go through all those devices. If somebody got any kind of weird fetishes that they got little kids or little girls or something like that in any kind of pictures or any kind of photos that they took out of there.
This situation becomes crazier and more concerning when you take into account how many women have come out to sue Diddy for extremely inappropriate behavior, going back to the early 90s, which means that Diddy has allegedly been doing this for at least 30 years. 6 different women have come out to sue him for varying degrees of inappropriate behavior. Now, let's talk about Joy Dickerson-Neal, the latest leading lady to step forward with some seriously wild accusations. She claims that Diddy allegedly spiked her drink and then did some truly heinous stuff. I mean, talk about a horror story. According to her lawsuit, Diddy had been hounding her for a date, but she wasn't having it. She'd heard all about his shady reputation with women and wanted no part of it. But somehow she caved and agreed to go out with him. And that's when things went from bad to worse faster than you can say red flag. According to reports, the complaint alleges Combs intentionally drugged Dickerson-Neal, leaving her unable to stand or walk. The suit said she left her drink unattended with him at the restaurant, and afterward, under alleged pressure from Combs, she took a hit from a blunt. They then drove to a music studio, the suit stated. When Dickerson-Neal couldn't exit the car, Combs allegedly took her to a place he was staying to aid her, according to the filing. Even worse, she revealed in the lawsuit that Diddy had made a video of him ing her and he shared it around. Reports had it that, days later, a male friend named Devontae Swing, a member of the popular 90s R&B group Jodeci, revealed to Joey that he viewed an adult tape along with other people, according to the suit. Joey said Swing feared his band would lose its record deal if he spoke against Combs. Another woman claimed that Diddy and his friend Aaron Hall got her and her friend totally drunk, and then he and his buddy Aaron Hall allegedly do some seriously messed up stuff. Yeah, you heard me right. This victim decided to keep things on the down low and filed her lawsuit anonymously. Jane Doe spilled all the tea, claiming they all crossed paths at an event hosted by MCA Records. But instead of a fun night of partying, it turned into something straight out of a nightmare. According to her, Aaron and Diddy were super charming during the night, offering drinks and being charming. After that, they invited the ladies for an after party at Aaron's place. According to reports, while at Hall's apartment, Jane Doe was offered more drinks and was coerced into being intimate with Combs. After Combs finished doing his business, Jane Doe laid in bed, shocked and traumatized. While Jane Doe was trying to get dressed, Hall allegedly barged into the room, pinned her down, and forced Jane Doe to be intimate with him. Then there's the other anonymous accuser who claimed that she was just 17 when Diddy and a gang of his friends allegedly SA'd her at his studio in New York. She claimed that Harv Pierre, who is the former president of Bad Boy Records, allegedly picked her up from Baltimore on Diddy's behalf and flew her in Diddy's private jet to New York, where they allegedly drugged her, got her drunk, and then proceeded to allegedly SA her. The court document said, while at the studio, Ms. Doe was SA'd by Mr. Combs, the third assailant, and Mr. Pierre in that order. While Mr. Combs was SAing Ms. Doe, he complained that he could not get off unless she pinched his nipples as hard as she could. Mr. Combs then watched on as third assailant, who Ms. Doe had not even realized had begun, S.A'd Ms. Doe as she told him to stop. After third assailant was finished, Mr. Pierre took his turn and then forced her to give him oral action, during which Ms. Doe was choking and struggling to breathe. The lawsuit also said, when Mr. Pierre finished, he left Ms. Doe in the bathroom alone. Ms. Doe fell into the fetal position and lay on the floor. Her privates were in pain. Finally, after a period of time, Ms. Doe regained her bearings. However, she could barely stand up and had to be helped to walk out of the building and back into a car. She was taken back to an airport and flown back to Michigan. However, she has very limited recollection of her transport home and only remembers being in her car sometime early in the morning. Even worse, 2 more women have come out in the past 2 weeks to claim that Diddy allegedly S.A'd them, and they brought separate lawsuits against him, bringing his total number of S.A. lawsuits to 7. Chile, 7 lawsuits in less than 6 months is just some nasty, nasty business. For those who haven't been following the drama, a 5th woman has come out to accuse him of allegedly S.A.ing her in 2003. The woman is a model named Crystal McKinney, and according to reports, she claims the rapper plied her with alcohol and possibly laced grass during the 2003 encounter, then brought her to a bathroom and forced her to her knees, demanding she suck it. Reports went on to say that McKinney alleged that when she refused to comply, Combs grabbed her head and forced her to perform oral action on him. She lost consciousness and awoke in a taxi to realize she'd been S.A'd, although it remains unclear whether she meant there was an additional S.A. beyond the oral encounter. Fans were quick to point out this lawsuit is how similar it is to the one filed by Jane Doe last year. You know, the same lawsuit where she revealed that she claimed she was allegedly picked up by Harve Pierre in Michigan and taken to Diddy's studio in New York, where she was supposedly sexually assaulted by Diddy and his friends. According to Crystal, she and Diddy met at a men's fashion week event at Cipriani. He invited her to his studio afterward. Once there, McKinney alleged they drank some expensive booze with friends and then began passing joints around the group. The grass was very powerful, so much so that she began to feel like she was floating and feared it had been laced with another substance. Combs then made her go to the bathroom where he forced himself on her, McKinney alleged in the suit. After the incident, McKinney claimed she was blackballed from modeling and became so depressed that she tried to kill herself in 2004. So allegedly, not only did Diddy hurt her, he also ruined her career. A 6th woman named April Lampros claimed that she had 4 terrifying intimate encounters from the mid-1990s to the early 2000s. She accused Diddy of battery, assault, S.A., negligent infliction of emotional distress, and gender-motivated violence. According to reports, the documents also contain claims that the plaintiff has suffered and continues to suffer harm, including physical injury, severe emotional distress, humiliation, anxiety, and other consequential damages for which she is entitled to an award of monetary damages and other relief. Allegedly, it happened when she was an intern at Arista Records, where Diddy also worked under Andre Harrell before going on to start his own label, Bad Boy Records. April also claimed that, around a couple of years ago, Ms. Lampros was told that a video of her and Sean Combs having been recorded by him without her knowing. It said he showed it to multiple people. So the thought of Diddy adopting a girl child when he has a history of this behavior is super concerning. Girl, this whole situation is a nightmare. And fans said, did anyone else feel uncomfortable by the fact that Diddy made it a point to put his white adopted daughter on the spot to tell her adoption story? She clearly was uncomfortable with the whole situation. And Diddy and his fam were just laughing and flaunting her like an object. I adopted you just like Madonna. Well, Mr. Combs, Madonna is being investigated for trafficking and banned from other countries. There is so much wrong with this video, it's chilling. Sick people. And this whole Diddy situation seems a lot deeper than I think we all realize. But do y'all think that Diddy was just using her for clout, or do you think that there's something else going on here? Drop your thoughts in the comments and then check out this next video.